Okay. Hello, guys. If you can hear me, please send an emoji. Send an emoji if you can hear me in the comment section. Please send an emoji if you can hear me. All right. Um, we are going to be designing. Okay. All right. We are going to design a simple. Poster. Very simple poster. That's what we're going to be designing today. And then I hope we learn something from it. And I'll be glad after. If you have any question, you can drop it in the comment section while we design. So we'll just write on without wasting much time. I'm using Adobe Illustrator 2023, and then I've noticed most people do complain that when they open their Illustrator, the blend mode doesn't work. So I found a way around it, and I'm going to share it before I open my new document. If you want to create a new document, you go to create. Now, instead of going to the custom template, maybe A4, A3, A5, whatever, create a custom template randomly. I'm going to be using 800 by 800 pixel. I'm not touching anything here. I'm just leaving it in pixel. Going to create. Now, when you create it like this and it's open, you realize that your blend mode, you can work with your blend mode freely. Let's use, let me use this for this. Now let's work with the blend mode. You see, multiply is working. If I'm to open that document, let's say new document. Let me go to A4, create. Watch this. Let me use the same blue. You could see it's giving me black. The blend mode is not working. Anything you put is going to keep giving you black. So it's a problem, it's a challenge a lot of people are facing. So this is one way you can do it. I'm going to close this tab. Use a custom size. For me, I use 800 by 800 pixel. You can see the blend mode is working perfectly. Burn, you can see them, is working perfectly. So when you create any document this way, you go to your artboard. This is the icon for your artboard. Tool, click on it, then come to preset and change your preset to A4. I'm going to be using portrait. So once you change it to A4, it doesn't matter. Your blend mode is going to work fine. So should in case you are having such problem, this is one way to overcome it. So let's design. We are designing a simple poster for shoe, Nike, and we're just going to play with it. I always say design is not there's no particular way to design, but there are rules and elements, principles that need to be applied in design. When you understand this, it makes your design very simple. So we are going to be designing a very simple poster, and hopefully when we are done, I'll be glad if you can replicate it using Adobe Illustrator. I'm going to give you a baby step. So let's move on. It's a vector design. We are just going to play with shapes and shapes. I love when I'm doing my layout, I use black. Now, your guide is very important. Now, the reason you see, if you are designing, you are drawing shape, hold shift and drag. So it gives you square, a perfect square. Hold shift and drag. Going to put this here. So this is just a simple layout of my design. Bring this here. Bit. Going to duplicate this. Now, to do this, once you click on whatever object you want to duplicate, or hold Alt button, left click and drag, you duplicate it. That's it. So this, I'm going to give it a yellow color. So I'm coming here, my fill and stroke. I'm using the fill now. Double click on it, and I'm going to put on the hex code. I'm using yellow for it. The hex code for my yellow is FFD700. Then for this, I'm using blue. The hex code is 1B1464. Yeah, this is the shade of blue I want. I'm using the same thing. So your picker tool, this is it, eyedropper. You can click on it, click on your eyedropper, or the shortcut is I. You press the letter I on your PC. We have this. I'm going to be using, it's a random design. This today's date 20, today's 12. So we'll be using 12 October. Going to make it big. I'll be needing my ruler to guide me. Good. So I have this. I need this to be a bit bigger, larger. Yes. Now have October. I'm going to have another font. We all know this. Just do it. Nike, right? I'm going to flip this 90-degree because I want it here. Okay, something like this. Now I'm going to give my font. I'm using Nexa, Nexa, Nexa Black for this. Now hold shift. I'm holding shift so I can drag it from any direction, and I want it to stop here. Good. And move a bit closer. I'm going to give it the same color. This. All right. This I'm going to overlay it on the yellow. Yes, something like this. I'm also using Nexa for my font here. That's the font I'm using. Black. The same thing with the October. But I'm not using black for the October. I'm using bold. Press shift. Once you are holding shift, you can drag from any direction you want. To bring this a bit, centralize it. Sorry. Now when centralizing, I'm not centralizing to artboard. When you centralize to artboard, everything is going to come in, but centralize to selection, what you just selected. Good. I'm going to have text. Now when you click on your text, select the size you want and everything before. Click and drag. Good, something like this. I'm going to give it light. Let's have it this way. So there's a shoe I downloaded, a vector I downloaded from PNG Egg. You're going to find the link in the description. So I'm going to place it. Click on place, and well, this is it. I'm going to place it on my design. Oh, I love this. Most times you just need to play with your design. Just play with it. You don't have to be okay. Let me take this bit. Okay. This, yep, I love it this way. So I'm going to highlight all these and increase the size by clicking hold and alt and shift. Holding alt and shift is going to increase to the middle, and this is it. Nice much, a bit good. My 12 is going to have the yellow shade, and it's going to be orange front. Then these we have October. Just going to have this. Oops, sorry. It's going to pick. Control C is font. When you click on the font, it's going to definitely pick the size also. So this is it. So I'm going to change this also to give it this color. Good. We are good to go. So here can be a text. Maybe you want to write about the shoe, wherever. Just play with it. Find whatever you put here. But for this, I'm going to leave it as in Lauren Ipsion. I have a friend that say he loved Lauren Ipsion. He loved the language. I don't even know what language it is. So I asked him on his wedding day, that's the language I'm going to speak. All right, that's it. So removing this, going to have, not leaving my white background as white. I'm going to change the color. I'm going to give it this yellow. Good. And I'm sending it to the back. I'm reducing the opacity to a very low, let's say 6. Yes. And I'm going to give it a bit texture. I'm going to duplicate the background. What you do is Control C, Control F. When you do Control C, Control F, the copied object comes up above the original. When you do Control C, Control B, the copied object goes behind the original object. So I'm doing Control C, Control F. I want it above the background, and I need a little feel of texture. So I'm going to use my swatchet. I'm going to pattern, basic graphics, then dot. I'll need to increase the opacity back to 100 so that I will see what I want. This is exactly what I wanted, but it's too shouty. I'm going to reduce it a bit. And that's all for our design. So come to view if you want to see it clearly. Fit artboard in window. This is just a simple design you can play with. Yes, just try it. I'm going to centralize, sorry. Going to centralize this. Shift, highlight this, I don't need it. Let me group this. Okay, good. So you play with design. Remember, every design should be able to communicate and should be aesthetically pleasing. One more thing, this yellow here is shouty, and I don't really want it. I want to be kind of blue to blend in, and the red should be pink, should be more red. I'm going to copy this, the blue background now. I'm going to bring it up front. Yes. Then I'm going to use my blend mode and then multiply no lighting. Yes, I love this effect on it. So I'm going to leave it this way. So that's all for the design. The link to where you download the shoe on PNG is on the description. Try and get it and then play with it. And maybe anywhere you put it, share the link on the comment section, or you can share it on our Facebook group, Aimvisage Designs. You can message us there, or on Telegram, Aimvisage Design. Aimvisage, you will see us, you always find us, so that we'll see what you're able to do. And if you have something you want to really learn on Adobe Illustrator, feel free to drop it on the comment section. I'm going to create a video on it